2025 was an amazing year of my life, though it came with its own wins, troubles, its own punches, and so many things that actually went through in the year 2025. So I extracted the top 12 life lessons for the year 2025. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first life lessons for 2025 is figure out exactly what you want, ignore the opinions of others, and do so much work. It will be unreasonable that you fail, because if you try to look around and see and compare, people who are extremely successful, people who are the top echelons of life compared to the people who are ordinary, people who are mediocre, you're going to discover that people who do great, people who've succeeded, they know exactly what they want in life. They know the outcomes of what they want in life, because you cannot work towards something you don't know what you want, right? If you don't know the outcome of what you're working on, trust me, you're either going to start lazing around and you're going to cut that journey short, right? So people that have succeeded or accomplished something worthwhile or worth having in life know exactly what they want, right? They figured out what they want out of life, and they have put steps, they have mapped out a clear-cut roadmap on how they are going to achieve that. So which boils down to figuring out exactly what you want, right? Do you want to build a business and take it to $100 million? Do you want to start a religious organization? What exactly do you want out of life? Map it out T O T, right? Make sure it's clear, make sure it's plain, right? Then put together actionable steps, map out a roadmap on how you're going to accomplish that. Figure out exactly what you want, ignore the opinions of others, because people are going to come your way and give you their very own opinions of why that thing may not work, why you look stupid working on that particular thing, and so many reasons that people have, as to why what you're doing may be stupid, right? So, and lastly, you have to do so much work, it will be unreasonable that you fail. So this was by Alex Omozi. He said these exact words, and for me, this was like my number one life lesson for the year 2025. Figure out exactly what you want, ignore the opinions of others, and do so much work, it will be unreasonable that you fail. So understand what is it that if you did and you did just that for a prolonged period of time, it will be very, very unreasonable, it will be stupid that you failed, right? So the second life lesson for me is you have to foresee the future and learn skills relevant to the environment that the future will provide, right? So what this simply means is that the skills you possess right now, or the understanding you have right now about life, may not be the exact understanding you need to have about life in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Because technology is evolving, so many things are changing, ways of life are changing, the way of living is changing. Right now, we are in the age of artificial intelligence, right? So if you look at companies, individuals, shopping malls, so many places, the way they operate right now in this age compared to the way they used to operate 10, 15 years ago, it's totally different, right? Because of this evolving thing of technology, right? So in the time of artificial intelligence, so many things are being automated, operations are being automated, businesses are automating their tasks, the way companies used to run, the way shopping malls run, the way we used to live is not the way people used to live 10, 15 years ago. And if you look at people that are flourishing, people that are making a killing, people that are succeeding in this day and age, are people that foresee the future, people that foresee that things are going to change to this extreme, right? It's really, really, really a pushback for some people, and it's wins for some other people, right? So you have to foresee the future, understand exactly what the future is going to bring, and learn skills relevant to the future, right? If you're going to be the guy that is going to learn skills relevant to the future 2030, 2040, 2050, or whatsoever, right? The people who didn't see it coming, the people who didn't prepare for it, trust me, you're gonna be 10 times or even 100 times ahead of those people, right? So what is it that the future is bringing that you can learn right now to give yourself a 10x or a 100x advantage compared to other people, right? So that is my second life lessons for the year 2025. So the third life lessons for the year 2025 is work hard enough, right, and do the core 12. Especially if you're at a point where you're just trying to build yourself, you're trying to move yourself in the echelons of life, you have to dedicate the most amount of time to work, right? You have to dedicate the most amount of your life to working, because working is what's gonna build you the future. Working is what's gonna get you to the standards and levels of life that you want to get to. Without work, trust me, it's gonna be 10 times, if not 100 times harder for you to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, because the purpose that you are working towards, you trying to be the type of person you're trying to become, and you trying to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, is solely gonna be dependent on your ability to work. And if you are gonna be somebody who is going to push yourself to extremes, where you can work 12 hours, 16 hours every single day, right? Dedicating yourself to work, learning new things, improving yourself, developing yourself, and all that, trust me, it's going to be very, 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 very hard for other people to beat you. So here are actually my core 3. This is exactly how you can choose to break down your life and however you're gonna do your work. So first is the core 4 hours. So these 4 hours is ensuring that people know about you, right? Because trust me, we are in the world where we are constantly interacting with people, constantly doing business with people, constantly dealing with people. So if people don't know about you, no matter how good of a person you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter how skilled you are, trust me, no one wants to do business with you, because like they don't know you even exist in the first place. So first 4 hours, market yourself, right? Learn something that is valuable to the marketplace, learn something valuable to people out there, and use 4 hours of your day marketing yourself. Then the other 4 hours is selling your abilities, right? Marketing is simply communication. You communicate your value to people, let them know that you exist and you are valuable. And the next core 4 hours is selling yourself, right? Now you need exchange. You need to offer people something of value so they can give you money in exchange, right? And the other core 4 is you giving value or delivering on your promise. Let's say, for example, I'm selling my video editing services, right? Let's say I'm a video editor and I'm selling my video editing services. I use 4 hours marketing myself. Now you know me, you like me, you trust me, you want to do business with me. Then the other 4 hours is selling, right? I pitch myself to you, you give me money, and I'm supposed to spend the other remaining 4 hours delivering on my service. So these are the core 4 hours, right? 4 hours marketing, 4 hours selling, and 4 hours delivering on your promise or your service, right? So that's my third life lesson for the year 2025. Work hard enough and do these core 12 hours of unrelenting discipline, 12 hours of work, right? So my fourth life lesson for the year 2025 is you have to possess what I call unrelenting discipline, right? So let me just break down this for you. Unrelenting discipline is you figuring out exactly what you want and putting in place a conducive space where you can do nothing but do exactly what you're supposed to do for a prolonged period of time, right? You can do it for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, undistracted, undisturbed, with undivided attention. That's unrelenting discipline, right? Because early in the early stages of you trying to do whatever you're trying to do, could be building a business, building your skill sets, trying to get into the marketplace and doing all that work. Trust me, the work is gonna feel hard, you're gonna feel broken, you're gonna go in the phases and series of mental toughness, mental torture, back to back, right? And you're not gonna see results mainly like early in your career, right? So your motivation is gonna fade away. So now what is gonna keep you moving and keep you going is unrelenting discipline, right? You knowing that this is exactly what I said I'm gonna do, and you doing it, and for a prolonged period of time, right? You have to go through phases where you have honest conversations with yourself and you find joy in the work. You find joy, happiness in pursuit, in you doing work when people are partying, people are going out, people are doing all the dupe, right? You are still working, and like you find happiness, you find peace, you find joy in doing the work and nothing else but working, right? So that is unrelenting discipline, right? So if you study successful people, prosperous people that accomplished milestones and achieved great stuff, you're gonna discover that these people possess unrelenting discipline, right? They want to do the work and nothing else but the work, right? So the fifth life lesson for me for the year 2025 is find joy in doing the work, right? I'm gonna keep on repeating work and nothing else but working, because trust me, people are drowned in procrastination, right? Everybody out there is procrastinating. I for one, I'm a victim of procrastination. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I've been doing my work 100% to its maximum capacity and all that. Trust me, those are levels you constantly have to work towards, right? But every person at some point in life procrastinates, but you have to reduce your levels of procrastination and increase your levels of discipline, right? The more you push yourself to discipline, the better you're gonna actually be, the better you're gonna accomplish your goals, the better person you are going to become, right? So you have to push yourself to a level or a point in life where work becomes normal. Work becomes this thing where you find joy, you find peace, you find happiness. If today someone angers you, someone says something bad about you, you feel lost, you feel overwhelmed, and you default to work, right? If you have an argument with someone, you default to work. If you're trying to do something, you didn't succeed, you default to work. If there's something you've been trying to accomplish, you default to work, right? Like whatever breaks you, whatever it is that you encounter and it makes you feel bad or less of who you are, you have to always default back to work, because it's in pursuit that you find happiness. It's in pursuit that whatever it is that you're trying to do, or trying to accomplish, the future you're trying to build for yourself is gonna come from. It's gonna come from nothing but the work that you are gonna do now. So you just have to default to work in whatever situation that you find yourself in, right? So that's like my fifth life lesson for the year 2025. My sixth life lesson for the year 2025 is that you have to create a conducive environment for yourself, right? The environment you live in, trust me, is gonna play a role in the person that you are becoming, right? So if you look at extremely successful people, try to look at the places they live in. They obviously live in environments where 99% of people living in there maybe are successful to their level or way more successful than they are. They go to places where it's only the successful you'll find in those places, right? That is a deliberate move to try and protect their environment, because trust me, the environment you live in has a very huge impact on the person you are becoming and on the things you can accomplish, right? If always you're found with friends that are negative about your goals, with friends that don't believe that you can become and you can accomplish whatever it is that you say you want to accomplish, and whatever it is you're working towards, trust me, you are going to default to the standards of those people. Because if you are hanging around with 4 fools, you are obviously mistaken. You are hanging around with 5 fools, like you are the 5th fool in the zone. If you're hanging around with 5 successful people, you're more obviously mistaken. You are 6 in the team. You are 6 successful people in the team, because the energies your environment has, it's going to rub on you, right? And you are going to possess the exact same energy that your environment has. So you always have to protect your environment, protect the people that you have long conversations with, protect who you get advice from, protect who you spend 90% of your time with, because trust me, that has a very, very, very huge impact on your life. It's a very, very huge impact on the person that you are becoming. And my 7th life lesson for the year 2025 is cut off every single distraction. Be undistracted, right? So you have to, this again boils back to you making sure that your environment is conducive. You have to cut off every single distraction, right? So if right now TikTok is the thing that distracts you, you have to make sure you just cut off TikTok. If Facebook, YouTube, if it's your phone that distracts you, you have to make sure that within the 12 hours of you working, put your phone somewhere where you can't access it, right? Until you are done with your 12 hours of work, then you can go and get your phone and do some other stuff on your phone, right? But in the 12 hours, right, this is non-negotiable, right? In the 12 hours of you doing the work, you have to make sure that nothing in your environment is distracting you. Take off every single distraction. Take off your phone, TikTok, Facebook, and anything, right? Cut off. If it's your friends, if it's family members, right? Make sure that you block them in the period of you being productive, in the period you're supposed to be working, you're supposed to be productive, lock doors, lock the bars off every single thing, every single person that is going to distract you, so that you have undivided attention, right? You want to allocate your most useful brain power to the work. You don't want to divide your energies, your brain power, to doing multiple tasks, right? You want to allocate your most valuable brain power to doing the work and nothing else but the work, right? My 8th life lesson for the year 2025 is commit to a physical event, right? Commit to something physical. You want to do something you've never done before. It could be a 3 hours marathon. It could be you doing 100 push-ups back to back, right? It could be just commit to something physical, because look, you cannot pretend to finish a marathon. You cannot pretend to do 100 push-ups. You cannot pretend to go on a 3 hours run, right? So you want to put yourself in a physical challenge where you accomplish it, and you see clearly, vividly, how much more you can do, right? Because if you go on a 3 hours marathon right now and you've never done a 3 hours marathon, it's something that it's going to picture or tell you that, okay, great, this you've never done before, and you never knew that you were going to do something as crazy as this before, and look, now you've done it. Like, you can do so much more. It's gonna talk back to you, right? Because many of the time you pretend to do certain work that you didn't do. Clearly you didn't do something, and you pretend that you did it, but you cannot pretend to complete a physical event. You can't pretend to complete a marathon. You can't pretend to complete 100 push-ups if you didn't. It's either you did or you didn't. So go ahead and commit to a physical event. right? So my ninth life lesson for the year 2025 is that finish something before you start something brand new. If there is a project you are working on right now, it could be that it's a website you're building, maybe it's whatever project you're working on right now. It could be a document you're working on, a book you are writing, a video you are editing, whatever it is that you're working on right now. I want you to finish that particular work you are working on before you move to the next. Because usually what happens, or what most people default to, is they bite 6 apples and they complete none. Like that's so toxic, right? So you have to eat one apple and finish it before you move on and try to eat another apple. Because look, the funny things about life and you as a person is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you watch a movie and you watch it halfway, you don't finish it, that's how you're gonna work. Like, you're going to do your work halfway and not finish, because your brain cannot differentiate between work and you watching a movie and you eating, right? It cannot differentiate. It treats everything the same way. That is why how you do everything, one thing is how you do everything. If you want right now, go and have a very honest audit of yourself. Look at your eating habits, look at your work habits, look at your association habits. How you do one thing is how you've been doing everything. If your sleep is pathetic, obviously your work is pathetic, your room is pathetic, the way you do everything is so pathetic. Nothing about you is organized, right? So that is why you want to finish one particular work. You time block, right? If you're gonna work on something for 90 minutes, you work on it for 90 minutes with undivided attention before you move on to the next thing, right? You always want to finish task 1 before you move on to task 2, task 3, until you are done with the rest of your day. All right, so my 10th life lesson for the year 2025 is find a way you're gonna make money, right? Because trust me, it's gonna be very, very, very hard for you to commit to a physical event if you have money anxieties, breathing down your neck. It's gonna be very, very hard for you to embark on this marathon, this journey to build your physique, to work on other parts of your life if you have money issues, if you haven't paid rent, if you're still struggling, putting food on your table, if for as long as you're still struggling with finances in some way or the other, like, it's gonna be very, very hard to perfect these other areas of your life. Like, money has the power to affect many areas of your life. It can affect your healthy, right? It can affect your mind, right? It can affect your relationships with people. It can affect so many areas of your life and make your environment so toxic, right? It has that ability. So before you actually think of doing all of these things, right, before you can adopt all of my life lessons for the year 2025, find a way you're gonna make money. It could be that you're gonna learn a skill like video editing and start getting clients and boom, making money from video editing. Or it could be you're gonna learn photography, videography, or sales, marketing, whatever. There's so many skills out there that you can learn and make money from. So you always want to find a way you're gonna make the money, and once you have money coming in, then now you can start making these other areas of your life better. Trust me, money anxieties have the power to destroy so many areas of your life, right? So you want to go and find a way out there that you are going to make money. That's my 10th life lesson, right? So 11th life lesson for the year 2025 is paint down your life to clarity, right? You want to paint down your life to its utmost clarity, right? Trust me, if you are uncertain, you're not clear about how you want your life to turn out, how you want your life to become, you are not going to know exactly what you need to do for you to actually bring that life that you want to reality, because even you are uncertain. Let's say, for example, right now you're working on something and you don't know the outcome of that thing you're working on. You have zero idea. You're trying to make money, but how much money are you trying to make, right? You're trying to have to build a better future for yourself. Like, what is a better future for yourself? Does it mean having a three-roomed apartment, with a wife and 3 kids, and for as long as you can provide forks and knives, that's a better, like, what does better life mean to you? You're trying to make money, how much? You're trying to build a business, what business? Are you trying to start a real estate company? Are you trying to start a marketing agency, a law firm, whatever? Like, what? Draw your life to clarity, right? For example, you can see here I have a document, right? So this document actually, it's a clear-cut understanding of, what I want my life to turn out, right? Like the person I'm trying to become. So you can see here, there is these men, that are exercising. This is Iman Gaji and these other men, right? So this is me trying to paint a vivid picture of how I want to be, like, as far as my physique is concerned, right? If I go down here, you can see this is just me painting down how I want my relationships to be, right? Let me just move. You can see this is, I want, a robust and tight network of friends that inspire growth, right? Friends, with multi-millions, with billions, right? Friends that will challenge me to become, a person that I have always wanted to become, right? So this is me mapping out exactly to clarity, right? This is me. This is Denlock here, and this picture simply always reminds me of the mentor that I'm becoming, right? I have to be a person worthy of mentoring the next generation and all that, right? So you have to paint your life down to clarity. So this is, I don't know how many pages I have here. I think this is like a 17 pages document showing me exactly to clarity, right, what I'm working towards, right? So everything that I'm working towards is right in this document. The amount of money I'm trying to make, the future I'm trying to build for myself, everything, the car I want to drive, the home I want to live in, and everything is right in this document. This is like me painting down to clarity, right, what I'm working on. And last but not the least, the final life lesson for the year 2025 is track your progress, right? Trust me, you cannot improve what you don't measure. You can't improve what you don't track. You won't know what went wrong in the process if you didn't document the process, right? So if you're gonna build a business, right, find a way on how you're gonna track your daily activities for that business, right? And if you audit yourself, you're trying to audit yourself, you're gonna say, okay, maybe from my data here, I didn't do enough marketing, or from my data here, I didn't do well in sales. From my data here, my service delivery was pathetic. Now you know exactly what you have to work on, because you have data telling you, giving you feedback where you did well and where you did not do well. So you always want to ensure that you are tracking your data. So friends, family, colleagues, mates, these have been my life lessons for the year 2025. So if you want to learn more or work hand in hand with me, just go in the description of this video. I'm going to leave a link down below. You can click on that link, find out more about me, and let's get to work together. Peace out.